Okay, I'm still sick, but please bear with me. Let's talk about the Mario Galaxy movie. Again. So this is something that's been on my mind for a bit, and I really put my thoughts out there about it. And well, I think bad critic reception may have stirred some negative reactions to the film that I believe are unwarranted. It's very easy to brush away a fast-paced movie like this, to say that it has no depth, even though I don't think it really is that fast-paced, but that's a topic for another video. That it has nothing to say and it's just non-stop action with no deeper meaning. But that is fundamentally missing something deeper that the creators behind it had the heart to put into it, and you just gotta be open to see it. Because I believe it's undeniable that this movie does try to say something, to present us with an experience that is more than meets the eye, that is more than just mindless action. I love Mario, and I don't mean just the franchise, I love Mario the character, and he's done so well in these movies, both in his personality and, well, the character conflicts he goes through. And it's kind of understated how his conflicts evolves from the first movie to Galaxy, so let's take a closer look at that. Mario has continuously been told throughout his life that he wasn't able to do things, that he was less, unworthy, incapable. It's something that a lot of people, myself included, can relate to, and that sits at the core of the internal conflict he goes through, both in the first and the second movie. In Galaxy, that culminates in him thinking he's unworthy of Peach. After having the whole world against him his whole life, it all drove him to think that he wasn't worthy of being with the person that he loves. Like he says so in the movie, why would a princess be with a plumber? This character conflict is something that resonates deeply with me, and I think it's beautifully executed in this film, and I'll tell you why. Because even with the whole world against him, he's Mario. He refused to back down, he kept showing up and being an amazing person, a hero. He thinks he's unworthy of Peach, but he continuously throughout the movie keeps showing up for her and being the person she needs, and that in turn just proves how wrong he was to think he wasn't worthy. When Peach is depressed at her birthday, he is there for her, being the emotional anchor she needs, and I want to lift her mood up with a gift. That scene is gorgeous, by the way, the character interactions, the amazing score, the visuals, the whimsy, just wow, dude. When she's frustrated while they're stranded in Fossil Falls, he's the one to be there for her and calm her down by just showing up and being himself. I think it's understated how cute and meaningful that scene is, too. When they're at Bowser Jr.'s maker course, he's the one to get them out of that situation, and little does he realize how well synergized their energy is throughout that entire section. No joke, that is probably one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Just having Mario and Peach go all out and working as a team so well. Oh my god, dude. When they're being chased by Dry Bowser and Jr., it all culminates with him trapping himself behind to face the two of them by himself just so she has a chance to save her sister. When he holds her hand and tells her to go, I mean, that's cinema. That's incredible. I did not expect that in this movie at all. He spends the entire movie proving himself wrong for thinking he was unworthy, just by showing up and being the amazing person he is. And the payoff to it all is having her kiss him at the end of the movie. Not only is it a really good reference to the games, but it's a reference that serves the narrative incredibly well. Because after spending the entire movie doubting himself, she shows him that just by showing up, just by being himself, he was worthy. And all she needed to do to prove it was giving a kiss on the cheek. Nothing I've said here is spat out on our faces by the movie. It's all delightfully subtle. And trust me, subtlety was not something I was expecting out of this film. Honestly, it was kinda too subtle, because then now we got some people thinking this movie is just mindless action with nothing to say, and that's just wrong. Like, I got the idea for this video after having a conversation with some friends about this movie story, because one of them was like, dude, they made this movie story even more shallow than the games, and again, that's just wrong. I was having a bad day then, just sort of in a bad mood, and that just sort of made me sad to hear, and I want to put my own words out there to counter that argument. This movie does have a good story, it does have something to say, and I'd like more people to be able to see that, you know? It juggles a couple different ideas. I think the most obvious one is Peach's identity crisis, her longing to know where she came from, and that sort of got a bit more focus in a less subtle way than Mario, but I think it's good too, and it's two character conflicts that complement each other, with how Mario continuously supports and shows up for Peach. Like, yeah, this is definitely the Mario and Peach movie. They are both definitely the protagonists, with Mario having a slight edge over her, because, you know, he's Mario. Her conflict steers within Mario what he needed to be able to be there and prove his own insecurities wrong, and I think that's just really, really nice, dude. Because I really think this movie is not just your basic run-of-the-mill animated flick. There is truly something special put into all the aspects of its craft beyond its storytelling. Animation, character dynamics, visual language, expressiveness. It's an incredibly well done film in so many ways, and trust me, I would know. I watched this like 3 times in the cinema so far. And I know that the fact that I'm a huge Mario fan seems like it'd be something that would cloud my judgment about this, but I'm a legit very picky person when it comes to really loving movies. What I mean by that is, I'm usually able to enjoy a film by what it is without exactly loving it. I'm able to turn my brain off and enjoy some dumb fun when the situation calls for it, but to actually love a film, to watch it and just think about how remarkable it is, at one point in my life that just became rarer and rarer. It's not a perfect movie, but I truly believe it's an amazing one, for reasons deeper than just me being a Mario fan gawking at all the references and action set pieces. And, well, hopefully you can agree with me on this as well. Please subscribe.